Good evening. I call this Wednesday, March the 15th, meeting of the Town of Farmville Planning Commission to order. Great to see everyone this evening, both in person and virtually. We will get started with the roll call.
Mr. Patterson,
Here.
Ms. Johnson, Mr. Davenport,
Here.
Dr. Miller,
Here.
Ms. O'Connor, Mr. Weiss,
Here.
Mr. Crute.
We have our agenda before us. We will ask folks to review. If there is a motion to approve, we'll take that. If there are any corrections or changes, please state that.
A motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the agenda before you signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? The ayes have it. We now ask for consideration of the Planning Commission meeting minutes from February 15th, 2023. Those minutes are before you. When folks feel compelled, we'll take a motion to approve or any additions or corrections.
I'll move to approve them as presented.
I'll second that.
All those in favor of approving the February 15th, 2023 minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? The ayes have it. Next, we will ask if there are any individuals who have expressed desire to speak before the commission. Ms. Watkins?
No, sir.
Perfect. We will move forward. We do have a public hearing for case ZTA 23-002, a public hearing for the Planning Commission to recommend to Town Council to amend Section 29-81 definitions. The purpose of this amendment is to comply with certain requirements of the Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the National Flood Insurance Program. We will now take the staff report.
I'm not going to do too much of a report because we've been talking about the floodplain for the last few months. As you remember, last month we approved the new floodplain ordinance, and this is an addendum to add the definitions to that. So this is a zoning text amendment to add and amend language in the definitions of the zoning code to address comments from DCR. There were 5 definitions that were amended and 12 definitions that were added. And again, we need to move forward with this to stay current with DCR and FEMA and in good standing with the National Flood Insurance Program. Do you have any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I have a question for staff, please.
That would be wonderful.
Ashley, are the new or amended definitions in the red text, right?
Correct.
Are they all verbatim what the state has basically said, do this?
Correct. We did have, it was said to follow the model ordinance exactly word for word.
Okay. So I think there might be some typos or just something maybe got
Okay.
messed up and getting plugged into the current ordinance. And without taking everybody's time, Mr. Chairman, maybe if I just get with you after the meeting, I can just show you what I circled and wondered about.
Yes.
So instead of going,
Okay.
word by word, might just be more efficient.
Okay.
But basically, what you're saying is everything in red is what the state said, put this into the ordinance,
Correct.
right? Okay.
And I did send it back to the state for review after I made the corrections.
Okay, great, thanks.
I mean, I essentially had the same thing. There's just 4 things. I was just like, well, it's just a typo or something like that, and I can do the same if y'all want.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Any questions for Ms. Austin? Alrighty. I think we will have to open the public participation portion of the meeting. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
Second?
It has been moved and second that we open the public participation portion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the ayes have it. Anyone that has expressed comment or signed up?
No, sir.
All righty. Let's go on and close it. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Perfect. It's been moved and second that we close the public participation portion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. We have closed the public participation portion and have now reached our deliberative stage. Are there any additional comments from the commission? Perfect. Well, we thank staff for your efforts to make the necessary adjustments. Commissioners will send the comments that they have to Ms. Austin following the meeting. Is there a motion to approve the definitions before you?
So moved. Do you
I
want to?
second.
Alrighty. All those in favor of
One clarification, this is for the recommendation, or to recommend approval.
Yes. Perfect. So the motion has been made and second to recommend approval to amend section 29-81 definitions. We will take our roll call vote.
Ms. O'Connor, Mr. Weiss,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson, Mr. Davenport,
Aye.
Mr. Patterson, Mr. Crute, Dr. Miller.
Aye.
Alrighty. We do not have any old business before the commission. We will move to new business and ask that staff share an update, including upcoming major cases.
Staff updates, we are not tracking any major cases for Planning Commission for next month. The BZA did meet Thursday, February 23rd, and heard BZA 23-001-VAR, which was a variance request for a 16-foot variance to the 35-foot front yard setback, and that was approved. We will be having a third PUD information session on Tuesday, March 28th at 6 p.m. at the Moton Museum. That was all the staff updates currently.
Thank you for that update. I hope folks will be engaged with the public hearing at the Moton Museum. We will have more to offer by way of some technology to ensure that voices are amplified, but appreciate your engagement. And thanks to staff for efforts to collect that information via recording and via the notes taken as well. Any additional staff or commission items?
I may have missed it really quickly. So we'll be seeing more with the floodplain ordinance, right?
We are done.
We are done with the floodplain
So we
ordinance.
approved the policy during the last meeting. The definitions were the last part of that. So now council will get the definitions and have the full set of items.
I am curious, and there's a few of the definitions. Are they, I didn't read everything, and maybe I should have, and that was in black. I skimmed through a lot of that and read what was in red. A lot of the definitions with the floodplain ordinance, were they not defined in the floodplain ordinance currently that we have?
No, we have them defined in the zoning ordinance and not within the floodplain ordinance.
Okay, perfect. Understand it now.
Awesome. Are there any other items of interest for the commission? Any additional comments?
Mr. Chairman, just out of curiosity, on the BZA item that you mentioned, it's a pretty big variance, just, looking at the numbers. Was the basis because it was just an undue hardship? There was something unique about that property that made it impossible to abide by the
There
35
was,
feet?
they had, the roof line made it impossible pretty much to go any other direction. And they will not be coming any further than the front of the house. It lines up with the front of the house.
Alrighty. We will move into staff updates. Okay. Perfect. If there are no other items before the commission, we will see you all at the next planning commission meeting on April the 19th at 7 p.m. And for now, we will stand adjourned with a motion to do so.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning the meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good night, folks.